Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a special holiday edition of It's Giving Health. We are coming to you at the kitchen of the Southeast Raleigh YMCA. What a better way to celebrate food, family, and community for the holiday season. I am your host, Donna Ward. I'm so excited because joining me here today is Jasmine Westbrooks Figaro. She's a registered dietitian, a diabetes care specialist, and the co-founder of Eatwell Exchange. Jasmine is going to show us how we can still have flavor, right? And enjoy our foods while still keeping health at the center of our plate. Welcome, Jasmine.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. Yes. And so can you start by telling us a little bit more about yourself and how did Eatwell Exchange start?
Absolutely. So I'm happy to be here. I'm a dietitian and diabetes educator, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, but currently here in Raleigh. And Eatwell Exchange started based on seeing a need for the community and being taught about our cultural foods and how they're healthy and how they can actually prevent disease too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So let's start by, we talk about Eatwell Exchange being nutritionally or culturally relevant, right? So what does that mean, and how do these recipes reflect that?
Absolutely. So typically when we think about eating healthy, we don't think about our cultural foods, especially foods from the African diaspora. And so Eatwell Exchange has a different niche where we actually bring in our cultural foods like sweet potatoes that we have today and like green beans for the holidays. And so we can cook those and we educate people on why they're healthy, just as like the kale, the quinoa, and other things that we know to be healthy.
Okay. So let's get started, y'all. So just letting you know, we washed our hands, okay?
Yes.
So where do you want me to start? I see that we got some recipes here.
Yeah, so what we have is onions, green beans, mushrooms, and we also have some broth, garlic, a lemon, and oil. So we'll start with the oil. Go ahead and add in about a tablespoon of olive oil, making sure that pan is not too hot, because if it starts to create a smoke point, you're killing the nutrients from your oil. All right. And so now that the oil is pretty hot, let's go ahead and add in our sliced onions.
Okay.
So we're adding our sliced onions. You hear the sizzle?
That, the sizzle.
Yeah, that sizzle
and
is
the
everything.
Smell. Yes. Okay.
So we'll go ahead and let the onions just soften up a little bit until they're a little translucent. And next we'll go ahead and add in our green beans.
Okay, add those in now.
Yep, go ahead and add in the green beans. The reason we want to add in the green beans because they are a little bit tougher, so it's going to take a little bit longer to actually prepare and cook.
Okay.
And so we'll add those in early. And you can actually, at that point, turn up the heat just a little bit to about medium heat. Turn up the heat. So turn up the heat, and we're actually going to just let them kind of saute a little bit in the pan. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get you to cut up some garlic.
Okay. So what inspired this recipe? Or both these recipes for you?
Typically, when I think about the holidays, I always think about green beans. My grandmother used to cook green beans on the table or have them on the table all the time. And so this is just a different spin where we're adding a little bit less fat, but we're still keeping the flavor from the fat that we are using. And these are types of ingredients that you can find anywhere, in any grocery store. Mushrooms, the green beans, the onions, and it's easy. I don't know about you, Danae, but I don't like being over the stove all day.
You know how different, and you talked about cultures across the African diaspora, like every culture has their own green that they love. So I didn't grow up with green beans, but boy,
cabbage, yes. Oh my God. Cabbage is not only a holiday food for us, it is all year long. Yes, especially around this season. So we'll go ahead and add in the garlic as well. You smell the smells, down there? Yeah, it smells good, y'all. I wish y'all can smell it. So add in that garlic. Very good.
So a lot of people think, like, you know, when we talk about eating healthier, they think, the food gonna be bland, it's not gonna have no flavor, it's not gonna be good. How do you do those swaps and still encourage nutrition so people can know that that's not true, right? That's a myth.
That is so true. I think it's important for you always to use spices and herbs. I remember my grandmother having specific spices and herbs that she would actually use for the holidays. But I'm like, Grandma, why don't you use them all year round? And I think it's just a little miseducation where people don't understand, like, all your spices can be used. Cinnamon, nutmeg, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. And then there's nothing like topping it off with a little bit of acid, because the acid is going to bring the flavor.
Bring that flavor out.
We're going to use that at the end.
Okay.
So next we have our mushrooms. You like mushrooms?
I love mushrooms.
Really?
I love mushrooms.
Yes.
So you want me to cut these?
Yeah, so you can cut those in half. If you cut them in half, it is gonna decrease the cooking time because it's a little bit smaller.
Okay.
And mushrooms actually have a source of protein in them. So it is a great substitution for any other type of animal protein like chicken or fish or beef. And it's a way to really amplify the flavor, the savoriness of this particular dish.
Yeah. And people, a lot more people are, trying to go plant-based or incorporate more plant-based. So this is a good plant-based alternative.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk about portion sizes during the holidays, right? I know that could be kind of tough. What tips do you have when it comes to that? When it comes to portions?
Now, I am not the type of dietitian that's like, okay, y'all, like substitute everything for cauliflower. That is not me, right?
When they say cauliflower don't want to be all these things,
it don't. It's tired, y'all. It's exhausted. So what I usually tell people is go ahead and try to find out different ways you can add more vegetables to the table, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Number one.
that's a good tip.
Number two, we're not telling grandma to take out all her best recipes that are traditional,
right?
But you can control how much you actually eat at the table. Have you been there before where you're at the table and you eating and it's still, you're full, but you like, I still need some more?
Yeah.
We got to let that go. It's okay to stop, push the plate away and know that we're full and then save some for later.
And it's okay to just get a little bit of everything if you want to taste it, right?
That's what I do. I get like a little tiny bit of everything so I don't miss nothing. So we'll go ahead and add the mushrooms in there. And mushrooms, I mean, you can get all different types. You can get the white ones. You can get the button mushrooms.
Expensive.
They're not expensive at all. I think these cost me like under $2 for a whole container.
So what are some swaps that we could do without, getting fussed out? People do too much like with the mac and cheese or stuff. What are some swaps that are probably like, you know what, it's still going to be good, it's going to be nutritious? What would you recommend?
One of my favorite is cornbread, especially like cornbread dressing. So one thing that I typically do is instead of using only the regular cornmeal that doesn't have a lot of fiber, maybe do half and half. They actually have like your whole grain, whole wheat cornmeal that you can use. And so using that half and half, and people will never know. People will never know in the dressing. And you can decrease the fat too. Like maybe not using as much oil and butter, using less. When you're baking, using applesauce instead of like a ton of butter. Those are different ways that you can sneak it in, but nobody will ever know.
Smells good.
Oh yes, it is so good. And then honestly, this recipe is probably about 10 minutes. So you don't need much. You're adding an extra dose of fiber. And like I said, we'll go ahead and add in some vegetable broth. That is also going to bring out some flavor too, with not as much salt, because we love salt.
Real good. yes.
Yes.
We do love us some salt. Some people just put salt without even experimenting, like you said, with those herbs and stuff. Like I know I like thyme.
Right.
I put thyme in everything.
Me too. You can even add thyme to that the last part of this. I think that's when thyme really has this moment when you can add it at the end. But also too, think about salt intake, right? Because we eat a lot of salt. And most people say, oh, I need salt for flavoring. But salt is an enhancer. You actually should use it at the end of a recipe because it's going to enhance all the flavors of the food and the spices and herbs you add to the recipe.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me cut this lemon.
So go ahead and cut that lemon up because this is almost done, doesn't it?
Cut this. Okay.
Yeah. So that lemon is going to bring out the flavors, everything we put in it so far. You have a choice. You can add garlic powder or onion powder too, but it's up to you. So go ahead and squeeze the lemon on top and we'll be done. Yes.
Okay. That's good.
That is perfect.
Okay.
All right. So that is our recipe.
Nice. Okay, good. And it looks nice and colorful.
It does. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So now we have, one thing, you mentioned this too about incorporating more vegetables. Do you have some practical tips for that when we talk about the holidays and how people can eat more vegetables?
Absolutely. And really, we should be following this throughout our lifespan, right? Most of the time we eat vegetables, especially non-starchy vegetables, mainly for dinner, right? We forget to add it in for the rest of the day. So get in that habit of adding in more vegetables midday for lunch. The holidays are crazy. And oftentimes when you get around other people, what happens is our schedules are off. And so it's good to have convenient type of vegetables, right? Whether it's steamable vegetables, whether it's raw vegetables, so that you'll just have them to grab and go. And it won't be an excuse for you to miss out on having those vegetables at least twice a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's our green beans and mushrooms.
That's it. That's it. Yes. This is our green beans and mushroom recipe, and I can't wait for you to taste it.
Yes. All right, everyone, we are back with another recipe with Jasmine Westbrooks Figaro. So now we're making sweet potato and collard green hash.
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. It's a lot going on. I love it.
It's a lot. But you know what? It represents the culture very well. So what we have is just some chicken sausage. We have sweet potatoes that have already been cubed. We have onion. You know, onions are our favorite.
Onions. We're going to put some onions.
And then we have peppers as well. So we have red peppers and we have collards. You cannot go wrong with some collards. And then at the end, we'll add egg. And of course, we have our row of spices, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, garlic, and onion powder.
Nice.
It's going to be good. So you ready to start?
I'm ready to start.
All right. So go ahead and put the olive oil in the pan again, just like the green beans, right? You want to make sure that the oil is not smoking too much. And we're going to go ahead and add in our chicken sausage. And you can get any chicken sausage you want. I would pick a chicken sausage that has less than 2 to 3 grams of saturated fat.
I love me a sizzle.
Yes. At all costs, you must have the sizzle.
Yes. Okay.
So making sure you get a sausage that's lower in fat is going to really help, but still bring the flavor, because I think this one's actually like an apple chicken sausage. So it's going to be on point. And then we'll go ahead and add in also, actually, we'll keep this cooking. And we're going to transition it back into the bowl here. But until we do that, let's chop up the garlic. So garlic is an ancient food.
Yeah.
Right?
So many benefits.
So many benefits. It's very good for not only preventing of diabetes, but also regulating your blood sugar numbers if you do have diabetes.
Yeah. And speaking of that, you know, I'm glad that you mentioned that when we talk about being mindful during the holidays for people who have chronic conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, just what are some overall tips for them to be more mindful during the holidays?
Absolutely. I think it's very important because the schedules of the holiday can be very hectic, making sure that you're eating about every 4 hours. So have about 4 to 6 hours in between a meal if possible. And we'll let that sit for just a little bit. Let it sit. I'll tell you why in a second.
To put it into, my bad.
Yes. But it's important for you to eat, because what can happen is you can have a low blood sugar and crash out. And we want to make sure that you're eating enough during the holidays, but also making sure we're not eating too much. So it's that fine balance, right? When we eating this good food. Yeah. What's your favorite part of the holiday?
I think the time off. No, I'm just kidding. No, it really is the food. And I think it's because, like I said, when we think about culturally, that is a time where we're going to get together and we're going to eat a lot of our cultural food. So it's the food and the fellowship. People are intentional about coming together. You know, people you haven't seen all year for a long time. So I do enjoy that part. I do.
And I feel like every dish, to a certain extent, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. Every dish, for whatever reason, reminds me of a family member. I don't know about you, but like that's why it's so important to keep our cultural foods. But it's also to understand why our cultural foods can be healthy, because we can keep them in our diets, in our minds. It's in our DNA of who we are.
It is.
So we'll go ahead and add in the garlic. And I wanted you to let the garlic sit, because whenever you let garlic sit for a little bit, it produces these compounds called allicin. And allicin, what that does is...
allicin.
Yes, I know, right? That's a name, the garlic chop and allicin. The reason it's called allicin is because it actually reduces your cholesterol when you let it sit for a little bit. So just us letting that sit produce all these compounds that we could not see, but just know it's there. Just know it's there.
That's a good
tip. We want to make sure that garlic is not burning, y'all. In that oil. And next what we're going to do is add in our sweet potatoes.
We got sweet potatoes. So I noticed you left the skin on.
I did.
Any particular reason?
Trust me, y'all, I did wash off the sweet potato, okay? But I left the skin on because it's going to add an extra layer of fiber. Now, what type of fiber is it? It's actually the type of fiber that is called insoluble fiber. So that's going to help with not only bring down your cholesterol, but keep you regular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it ain't a good look to have constipation. I'm just saying. So we're cooking this sweet potatoes, and we're going to let that cook until it's soft.
Okay.
And you probably noticed I had them in like little chunks, right?
Yeah.
That's important because you want to cut them that small so that they cook faster.
Yeah.
All right.
We're increasing the surface area.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that is cooking, and you can cook it to, you know how you sometimes people like a little burnt on the side? Yeah. That's kind of how I like mine.
I love the versatility of sweet potatoes.
Yes.
I mean, how many things do we make with sweet potatoes?
So many different things. And do you love to put cinnamon in your sweet potatoes?
I do.
Yeah. That's definitely me too. Any type of cinnamon. Sometimes I put a tad bit of brown sugar, just a little bit. You don't need much. You mix it together.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut up this onion.
Yes.
And so
gladly.
cut up the onions into chunks for me.
Oh, you want them in chunks this time?
This time we're going to cut them
Now,
in
see,
chunks.
Jasmine up here trying to test my knife skills or something.
I am.
Okay.
Danae is using what we call the claw method. So you're gonna cut it up in clumps, okay? And so in the clumps, that's important because you kind of want it to mimic the size of the sweet potatoes.
Got you.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our onions. Once those sweet potatoes are pretty soft.
Ooh, that smells so good.
Yes.
Oh,
onions make everything right in the world.
Yes, they do. Okay.
And then next, what we're gonna do is cut up our red bell peppers. Now, what's your favorite color of peppers in general?
I don't know. I kind of like it. I love colors.
Yeah.
That's why I dress colorfully and everything.
Yes,
so I don't think it matters. I think I love the red, the yellow, the green. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
I do love when they all come together, all the colors come together.
Yeah.
I feel like people will eat more healthy foods if food is colorful. It's attractive. So,
it is. And that's important. And you know, these colors all represent different nutrients.
Exactly.
So even from this particular recipe, we got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 different colors from vegetables.
This is a very colorful recipe.
It's a rainbow.
And I love that. Yes.
It's a rainbow recipe of vegetables and all types of things. So we're going to go ahead and add that in as well. So far we got our third color. And what we're actually going to do, this is not actually on a recipe, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, and you can help me out.
Okay.
With the garlic powder and onion, I always add half first, and then I'll add the other half throughout or at the end of the recipe, because that's going to produce more flavor.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and take the smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika.
Yeah, add only half of it in there.
Half? Okay. I got a heavy hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pay attention now, done that.
All right. Let me see. Okay.
And then, do you like spicy?
Not really. But what's that?
We're going to add like a little bit.
Just a pinch.
A little pinch. It's not even a pinch. It's just a... Okay.
Yeah.
Of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper actually helps with your metabolism. So for those people looking to get their cells kind of metabolized faster, the cayenne pepper is going to help with that and helps with fat loss. And then we'll add just a sprinkle of salt and pepper, not too much, just a sprinkle, because we're going to add most of this at the end.
Okay.
All right. So now the last one we have, greens.
Our collards, yeah. Now see, some people probably looking at this and like, stir-fried collards.
I know, right? Yeah, we're going to add in the collards. Go ahead and add in the collards. And then once they start to kind of simmer down just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add in our sausage.
Okay.
Now, this is a perfect opportunity to add the rest of the spices and herbs.
Okay.
Yep. So go ahead and add in the rest of those. Very good. Nice.
Now, we're not going to add that cayenne pepper. Y'all could add the cayenne pepper if y'all want to, but we know. Okay.
Yes, if you want like a little kick to your throat, make sure you add the cayenne pepper.
Another pinch of this.
A little bit of pinch of salt and pepper. Okay. Notice that we've added more herbs and spices versus salt and pepper, right? Very important.
Okay.
Now, if you had to pick between like greens, would it be collard, mustard, or turnip for you? What you think?
You know what? I don't know if I could decide between collard or mustard greens.
Really?
Yeah. Because once again, so this is a green that I didn't grow up eating.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to collard and mustard greens moving to the U.S. I tell you, cabbage.
Yes. You know what? You can actually do cabbage instead.
I was thinking like you could. So this could be a good recipe.
Yeah.
You can substitute and do cabbage.
Absolutely. It's all about the greens. If you get that leafy green in there, cabbage is included in the mix.
But I do like mustard greens too. I do.
Yeah.
And I think what's important though, I love how Jasmine is showing that there's not one way to make collard greens.
It's not. Because most people think it has to be in a pan with water and cooked all night.
With the ham hock.
With the ham hock, at the pot liquor at the bottom, y'all. We can elevate it just a little bit. I love my grandma when she used to do that, but I can't cook it all night. But if you saute it in a pan in different types of ways, even adding like apple cider vinegar at the end to bring out that flavor, it's on point. Yes. All right. So now what we'll do is go ahead, because the greens have kind of shrunk in size, go ahead and add in our sausage.
Okay. Oh, really? And this is another one. It's not taking us a long time.
It is not.
To do this.
This is a great one for breakfast. When you have the in-laws in town, when you have the kids coming home from college or coming, you know, they're out of school, get them in the kitchen too to cook, because this is preventative food. This is medicine right here.
Yeah, food is medicine.
Food is medicine. So we got to make sure that we're teaching the next generation. So we're going to let that simmer down just for a little bit. And then we'll add in the rest of our salt and pepper.
Okay.
So go ahead and add that in. You can pinch it or just add it.
Just add it?
Yeah, just add it in there.
So speaking of just like healthy choices in general, so if you have people like, you know, everybody's always talking about starting their health journey.
Right.
What are just like some small, sustainable steps that people could do? You know, people get overwhelmed.
They do.
So what's some small, if you had to say, I don't know, some key things just to start?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I would say start with one thing. Most people, when they're trying to get healthy, they feel like they have to throw everything away in their cabinet. And that's not true.
Yeah.
Think about what's the one fact that you know you should be doing that you're not, and start there.
Okay.
For a lot of people, what I see is that they're not eating enough vegetables.
I was just going to say, it's probably
not
the main
eating enough
thing.
vegetables. But it's because we weren't really taught different ways to prepare vegetables. We never gonna miss meat, right? Meat is always gonna be in the shopping cart. It's the first thing we go to or think about when we're fixing meals. But I dare you to actually think about how many colors from different vegetables can I actually put in my cart?
Right.
And then can I eat that for lunch and dinner and see how it goes? Or even if it's like a snack in between.
A snack.
A great way to do that too. But it's important for us to add those vegetables. Eat them first on the plate. I tell people to do that too.
Right.
Like work around your plate and eat your vegetables first, then eat your protein.
Yeah,
and other
because
things.
your meat doesn't have to be the center of your plate.
It does not.
Yeah.
We make it the center.
We make it the center, but it doesn't have to be.
And we make vegetables like a little bit of portion on the side.
Yeah, be like,
right. Where meat should really actually be like the condiment in a sense, right? It's just a little small portion of it. Yeah. So we're going to let this cook a little bit longer.
Okay.
And then while we're letting that cook, let's move over back to the green beans. I think these are ready.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to get me that plate right there, we're going to go ahead and plate our green beans. Let me turn this off here. All right. And the green beans and the mushrooms, y'all, are ready to go. Oh, my gosh. That looks so good.
This could be a side dish and a main dish.
It really could.
Yeah.
And you can add other vegetables in this too. Like if you want to add more colors, if you want to add more seasonings, like smoked paprika would be good to add to this. You mentioned the thyme earlier. So that would be good too to add at the very end. Just sprinkle a little bit on top. You can add some extra lemon if you want, or even lime juice to bring out the flavor even more.
Okay.
All right, so we're almost done plating this.
Nice.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
I get to taste it now. All right.
So that is our green beans.
Okay.
Simple, easy, about 10 to 15 minutes per prepare. Bring your family in to prepare it. Smells very good.
I don't know. Everything smells so good. I don't know where the smell is coming from. It's probably it's both of them.
Now, Donna, look at the colors here.
Yeah.
Y'all.
See, I like that. Tell you, I love me a colorful plate.
Lovely, lovely.
That's nice.
And what I love about this recipe, any of these recipes too, is you do not have to like go strictly by the recipe for seasoning.
That's true.
So if you want like more of your spices and herbs, feel free, go for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and add it.
Make it your own.
Make it your own. All right, so now next step, last step, y'all.
Okay.
I'm gonna just make a little section in here for the eggs. Now, you don't have to add egg. If you want this to be more plant forward, plant based, you can always not add the sausage either. So I'm gonna crack one egg, you're gonna crack another, and we're gonna place it right in the center here. All right, you ready?
She tell me to crack it. Watch I not crack this egg right.
It will. You got it.
Okay.
Just like that. Very simple.
So one there.
Yep.
And then add. Okay.
There we go. I can tell you make eggs at home.
Yeah. Hopefully no shell is in there. All right. Okay.
All right. So we'll let that sit. You can actually put it on medium high heat, and you just take it off the pan when the sweet potatoes are done, where you can actually pierce them with a fork, and when the egg is to the consistency that you like.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So we actually have a version of it that's done.
Nice.
So easy, so simple. Let's go ahead and plate this one as well, Danae.
Okay. Slide this. Right.
All right. So
everything looks so good and colorful.
So we'll go ahead and plate.
I could definitely see this being a good brunch. And you know, we love us a brunch.
Hey,
this
now.
could be a good.
Yes. Because this doesn't
nice.
have to stop just for the holidays, right? Like you could actually add this to, like, if you're having brunch with the girls.
Okay.
If you're having brunch with your family or after church.
It's pretty good.
All right. So that is our hash.
You got a fork. I could do a quick taste of both of these now.